Hello, everyone, and welcome to Southeastern 14. I am Blayne Gilmer here to talk about SEC football once again, and this time it is Brian Kelly and the LSU Tigers as they are making a fantastic move, in my opinion, in moving Brian Polian from their special teams coordinator over to a general manager type role. Listen, Brian Kelly, guys, he is crazy like a fox. Okay. He is outperforming everything that everyone thought he would do at LSU, going 10-4 last year, SEC West champions. Actually gave Georgia a little bit of a challenge in the second half of that game after just getting totally demolished in the first half of the SEC championship game. But when it comes down to it, Brian Kelly has hit on every mark that LSU fans, LSU's administration could have hoped for. He's recruiting at a tremendous clip. He's getting key and impact transfers, as if you didn't see our top 10 impact transfer videos before, you need to go back and check that out. But let me tell you something. Brian Kelly also, he knows when to make adjustments, when to do things, had to be strategic at times with how he manipulated his staff and his roster and things like that at Notre Dame. And now he has every resource imaginable to him available down in the Bayou. And I think it's going to pay dividends sooner rather than later for Brian Kelly. But the move that they made yesterday, as we're recording this, is that they moved special teams coordinator Brian Polian to a GM role. And, this is Brian Polian. He's been there running the special teams. Didn't go great last year. Okay. They were 125th rated in special teams according to FEI. And listen, there were several key blunders, including not having the team, as Brian Kelly put it, prepared enough to know the rule in terms of after a blocked kick, whether they needed to go down it or recover it or things like that. And Georgia's Chris Smith just picks it up and runs it right in to the end zone untouched. But that's one glaring blunder, but there were several other key special teams mistakes throughout the year. Not throwing Brian Polian under the bus and saying it was entirely his fault, but he was the special teams coordinator. But if that name Polian sounds familiar, well, it should, because they've moved Brian Polian into the GM role, working with NIL, transfer portal, managing the roster, things like that, because the direction of this college football world is such that you need people dedicated just to that. And who better to be someone that is going to be managing that on a day-to-day basis than someone who is the son of NFL Hall of Famer Bill Polian. Yes, Bill Polian, the architect of those great Buffalo Bills teams in the 90s, the ones that came up just short to the Cowboys in their dynasty. And then, of course, did a great job with the Indianapolis Colts and ultimately got them over the hump, winning the Super Bowl during Peyton Manning's tenure there. But when you've got that type of football acumen, roster management knowledge to lean upon that Brian Polian's been around his entire life, why not bring in, move him instead of becoming, someone that you just cast out of the program. If you want to make a change at special teams coordinator, you're going to move him into a spot where not only does he kind of have the pedigree, the background knowledge to be able to do good things there, but now it frees up you to get a really good on the field guy that might be even a better recruiter at the special teams coordinator spot. And now Brian Polian gets to lean upon his dad and all the things that he's seen in the past to be a good GM for Brian Kelly's team. And, that's a great move for Brian Kelly, because he's more of a CEO of that type program, right? He grew up, big guy in terms of the X's and O's on both sides of the ball throughout his tenure. But now he's more of a CEO managing that program, which is what football coaches at the highest level now of FBS have to be, but having somebody you can lean upon to be more of your general manager type role, I think that's an excellent move for LSU, and I expect more continued success for LSU. And listen, when it comes down to it, when our predictions come out here on Southeastern 14, it's going to be very, very hard not to make LSU the favorite in the SEC West. Once again, tremendous talent at wide receiver, brought in even more there, loaded up at linebacker, with Omar Spates coming in, bringing in a key transfer, Deuce Chestnut from Syracuse over there, Mason Smith coming back on the defensive line. Those two freshman tackles from a year ago on offense, they are 1 year older, 1 year with SEC experience under their belt. Jaden Daniels, Garrett Nussmeier, and a stable of running backs. The list goes on and on. LSU has a lot going for it on the field, and now Brian Kelly is maximizing things off the field. If you enjoy this content, go ahead and hit like, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. Check out Bro Throw. Bro Throw, if you want to bet against your friends, not always against the juice. If you don't have to, bet 10 to win 11, you want to go straight up with your friends and just have a lot of fun with it. Bro Throw. That's where you need to go. And then, of course, if you want to protect yourself online, aura.com. You can see both URLs below, scrolling below, and also in the comments. So for Southeastern 14, I'm Blayne Gilmer, and we'll catch you guys next time.